save you. I will save you, cat. Hello, 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 guys. What is happening? Your workers, my co-workers are having the oddest conversation. Yep. Hey, that's my name right there. Yes, you're on time. I'm the one who's late today. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday, everybody. I'm really excited for today. Today we're just gonna chill and kind of hang out and chat and have some good stuff. And I also have some good news for everybody who's here. Oh man, the news expression in your face looks weird. I know, man. We're gonna make some magic today. I got a few things that I wanted to do, and I had a few requests about support settings from a few people. I even think Ryan was one of them who was like, "Hey, dude, when the hell are you gonna like show us how you do supports?" And I would be like, "All right, let's do it." Went nuts over my 3D model, but besides this, I'm fine. Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, talking about plastination? Like what? Please stop. What is that? When I read that word first, Witch Cat, I immediately thought Pleasantville. I don't know why. But you guys remember that movie? That movie was crazy fun. Yeah, Martin. Yeah, buddy. Well, I have an announcement today. Actually, I got two announcements today, but I'll wait a little bit just until a few more people maybe show up. One of them I'll be announcing a little bit more throughout the day, but next week is going to be weird for me in a good way. So I'll let you guys know what's going on without breaking too much details. Kamara! Hello, Kamara. Hello, hello. But yeah, all right, so what we're gonna do, guys, is over the Pixelogic stream that was last week, so last Sunday, I ended up officially slicing up my Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. And I told you guys I was going to be releasing that on my Patreon for the month of April because it's in tie with the movie that's being released in theaters and on HBO Max. So I'm super excited. You delayed the stream, right? Yeah, I delayed the stream. You are not late. You did not miss it. You are good to go. So, I'm going to open up my Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero statue because we broke it up. And I have to actually go through. So, actually, let's kick over to ZBrush real quick. Let me transition real fast because I need to actually open up the... I need to open it up and I need to export it. I didn't export everything, so Sub-Zero, posed, 3D print prep. Here we go. So let me get this going. So this is what we did over at Pixo. We broke it up. Now we're going to cover how to actually do... support and all that good stuff. So I'm going to do that. This one is going to be FDM printed, so this is going to be as is. And I want the rest to be resin, so we'll make sure everything's all set and situated. So let's go down to my cube and we'll start this process. It's like taxidermy. They replace the fluids, fats, and waters with plastics. Oh, why? Nah, they're all about this. Finally, this stuff is ending the talks. Oh, okay, there you go. Supervisors in the talks. That makes sense. All right. So I got a small announcement too. So first announcement is I've been talking with a company, and actually I think I could say the company's name. Yeah, I think I could say it. Coach.com. Anyway, looks like I'll be working for them doing some 3D modeling. So I'm really excited, and they sound like they're going to have enough work to keep me busy for a while. So I don't know how that's going to work moving forward. if they want me on a certain schedule or not. So it's really going to be, I'm going to kind of base the streams around work. Awesome. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really excited. So I had the interview yesterday. Everything was going good. And then, they popped in and they liked my work. They liked everything about me. And so they have a few projects. And so we're going to start working on that. And I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it. It literally just made my day yesterday. So I was like, oh my God. All right. Life is happening and it is happening fast. So I'm really excited about that. So that's the first announcement. Yay! Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. So that's the first announcement. The second announcement that I want to make, that I'll make a few times throughout the stream because it's going to be ever going, is I partnered up with the Spicer. He's an amazing dude. You guys know Spicer. And I knew I needed help with some anatomy. I'm always trying to up my anatomy game and stuff like that. So if you guys are also wanting to up your anatomy, if you go to the Discord, now at the bottom is a ZBHO XMD Academy announcement folder. And if you take this over, like you click one of these links and go on over, just type in IR Best 25 and you guys will get 25%. Spicer is another Pixelogic streamer. He's also a very talented artist. He's also a teacher, an instructor. So think spicy, but with an R at the end. Really talented guy, really amazing artist. Anyway, so him and I partnered up to get people a little bit of a discount if they want to go further. And I am currently taking this course as well. So like I jumped on in there because it's going to be amazing. So it's in the Discord if you guys want the coupons. So yes, and I think that coupon just goes on forever. So as long as you guys have it, jump on the Discord, say hi. Also too, it's just a Discord for you guys to hang out in, share your work, connect with other artists, and it'll be good. Hey, Pixel Master, thank you for joining. Yeah, but Spicer's a great guy, really talented dude. So I think you guys will like him. He also does sculpt offs on his own Discord every Monday. Moshi! Hello. You think you might have to take advantage of that? Yeah, please do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, him and I were talking, and we thought, this would be really good. Especially since, just want to help each other out. The main Pixelogic fan. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I'm excited because I was just saying, I don't know if you're here, that I just got hired with a company to go in and do some 3D modeling for them, and it looks like I have a lot of projects happening, so that's going to be good. So starting next week, I'm basically on call for them because the projects need to get approved. So it was a pre-prep talk on that. Once those get approved, then I'll start working. So next week, I'm still game to dual stream with Kamara if she's down, and that dual stream will consist of some creature stuff, but my stream schedule might be changing depending on how work goes. So I'm going to keep you guys posted in the Discord for sure on that, but just a heads up. Yes, and so I'm also going to be prepping some 3D prints today. This guy, because I promised you guys this Sub-Zero I sculpted, so we're going to do it. Yeah, so Kamara, you and I need to connect or some point, sometime today or this weekend on how we want to do that. But let's export this. So let's go export STLs. Actually, what I'm going to do before we export STLs, what I've been doing lately is actually, I'm going to come over here to geometry, and I've been going down to modified topology. And I've been doing a close holes and weld points on every subtool, even though it's decimated. Just close holes and weld points. It tends to fix a lot of errors. And sometimes in ZBrush, you just get some weird errors. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that those are good that way. The other thing I like to do is I like to go ahead and hold Control-Shift with the select rec and click and then drag and make sure that there are no hidden floaty parts. You see there? Like that, there's something hidden here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete hidden. Those bugs can cause issues when you're trying to set up for 3D printing. So sometimes that happens. So you just shift control click, and then if you swipe and realize there's something hidden, just delete that hidden. Happens sometimes. Happens a lot, apparently. All right, go ahead and delete hidden. Yeah, see? Everything has something floating in it, which is weird. That happens a lot to me. I don't know why. See? Happens a lot. Delete hidden. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I close holes on everything. Cool. So that should help cover a lot of stuff. Dual stream, yeah, I love it. What printer do I use? I use the ePax X1 for resin, and I have an Ender 3 Pro for FDM. You have an Anycubic and love it so far. Don't know how to do complicated prints, unfortunately. Well, today I'm going to show you how we're going to do prepping in Choo Box for the more complicated stuff. So hopefully that will be helpful for you. Yeah, same with Fusion, exactly. Oh my god, Fusion, dude, yeah. For texturing, what do you prefer? Or you poly paint and ZBrush and export? It depends on the project. A lot of times I will do texturing in ZBrush because most of everything I do gets 3D printed. But on a rarity, sometimes I'll go into Substance Painter for texture if I'm just looking for a render or illustration. Or if I'm actually creating a character that needs to have maps, then I'll export and I'll go to Substance. Or I'm now looking at Marmoset 4 for texturing because of its capabilities. But for the most part, I'd say 90% of the time I stay within ZBrush just because it's just easier for me, and most of everything I do gets 3D printed. You pick a creature yet, Kamar? I know, we gotta pick a creature. Maybe, okay, I'll tell you what. You guys have an idea on what creature you would like to see me sculpt next week? And then what Kamara and I will pretty much do was we'll plan out how we want to approach creature studies, and then I'll end up sculpting a creature based on what I learned. So her and I will come up with some fun stuff. Okay, now we have that. Let's go ahead and let's actually save that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and save as one more time. Just get rid of all those errors. Now I'm going to go ahead and export, and we'll call this Sub-Zero STLs. And then I'm just going to use the names on everything I did, so I'm going to save it, and I'm going to go ahead and select Choice 2, which will just keep the name of the subtool. You have some ideas, but yeah, what he said, we haven't discussed how we'll be doing this yet. Yep, we'll be working on it. Fusion especially has a fucked up saving system. It really does, dude. It really does. Fusion 360 was great when trying to get into more hard surface box modeling and using a program that was more dedicated for real world measurements. But now, I don't like it. I actually prefer, a buddy of mine, NextNox, you guys know NextNox. He uses Space Claim. That's an expensive program, but I've had my hands on the trial before, and it is a great program. I would prefer that if it wasn't like ridiculously stupid on the price. Oh, you know what? Okay, real quick. I'm actually noticing a small error that I think I need to fix. Let me get in here real quick. Gonna touch right there. Zoom in. Yep, there. Oh, look at that. That's gross. Okay, we're actually going to... We need to fix this. Okay, so I'm actually going to select this right here. Boop. I'm going to come in. I'm going to isolate this just like that. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete hidden and close holes. Do the same thing here. That's the thing too, even after export, just give your model one more pass. It can't hurt to double check it. Take that, delete hidden, close holes. And then here we're going to go ahead and hit auto groups. Let's grab that. Sometimes you get all these little floaty bits that just are stupid. So you hit in close holes. Let's go ahead and kind of smooth that down and fix it a little bit. You can use the trim dynamic. Yeah, that would have been little bits in the vat, exactly. Yep. So it doesn't hurt to just go through and double check and make sure everything is good. You know, it's also, that's so small, it probably wouldn't have even registered, but they can cause so many complications when exporting. So it's just best to kind of go in and clean up little areas. But I only caught it because it looked weird. I thought I saw a weird shadow, so I zoomed in and there it was. Funky. Ooh. Okay, same thing with this right here. Let's go ahead and grab that. Yep, okay. So you hit in close holes. Look at that. Look at all right, look at all this crap floating. Okay. I'm actually going to take the inflate brush on this one right here. Yeah. There we go. That'll be fine. We'll blow that up a little bit. It's blood and guts and stuff, so it's okay to get a little... You can blow that up, smooth that down. His fingers are going to be so small anyway, so I'm not worried too much. Actually, that'll be fine. That'll print well. Let's just double check everything else around his hand. Look at that. Right here, there's a little bit. Cool, delete. Hit in close holes. So that's it. So just going through, making sure there are some... Everything looks pretty clean. Got the skull looking pretty good. Nice. Hey, what happened with the Kochiguri sculpt? Is it done? It is not done yet. I just wanted to prep some stuff for 3D prints. I've had a few people ask about how I do it, and I'm just kind of like... Kind of just want to get a few things done, and then we'll go back to the sculpt, so... It is, don't worry, it's not done yet. I'm actually excited to get to it, but... I wanted to get a few things prepped today. My day's a little late start. There we go. Just gonna inflate some of this blood and stuff here. There we go. Now I'm gonna go to geometry and let's weld points, close holes, weld points one more time. And we'll do the same on this guy. Let's go to close holes, weld points. Perfect. Chunky. Yep. All right. I think let's double check this hand real quick. Just make sure. I didn't put too much blood on there. But we do have some weird ice cubes happening. And that's just going to be a problem. I don't know what's going on with this. So we're going to go ahead and clip that off. Delete hit and close holes. All of these would be considered overhangs. That if you actually were to do this for production, these would actually cause production to fail. Now, so would this, but those were like really nasty. Go. So really just kind of scrutinizing my model a little bit. This is like that tedious stuff nobody wants to do, but it's super important to do it. I'm exporting the normal map after projecting the details in ZBrush, but in render the details are not clear. Interesting. Checker cage. Well, are you... Or wait, are you... Let me rephrase that. You're exporting the normal map after projecting details. What are you rendering in? I find when my normal maps don't show, it's either a cage issue or it's a flip normals issue. A lot of times ZBrush will export things upside down. So try to flip Y or flip X. I can't remember which one. But whatever you're rendering in, try to flip that normal the other way, and that might help you out. The normals tend to get flipped. And that is not a advertisement for flipped normals, but also... Yeah, maps could also be too small. I'd have to see it to give you a better answer. If you want, jump in the Discord or just link an image and we could take a look and maybe help you out. But yeah, if your maps aren't the right size, if your cage is off, could be a number of things. Okay. I think all of that looks good. Let's go ahead and save. Let's come back. Let's actually save this as 22 now. We made some changes that maybe we'll want to like go back and critique later, but that should be fine. And now I'm gonna go into where this is, open file location. All of this stuff, we're just gonna re-delete that. Perfect. Minimize. Okay. So one more time. Close hold weld points. This process of closing holes and welding points has saved me too many times to count. There we go. Okay. And now let's do that again. Let's export the STLs. All right. Now, I can't show you guys. I don't have it set up to show you guys, but I'm going to run it into Prusa Slicer real fast. I can't use my tablet with Prusa Slicer. There's an error that happens with multiple monitors. Maybe, you know what? Maybe... Let me see something. Let me see if I can add a new window. So I want you guys to see it. Prusa Slicer. Okay, perfect. Say okay. Spruce that up a little bit. A little bit more. Okay, there we go. I got Prusa Slicer on there. Okay, let's actually transition that over. And I'll lock that too. Okay, great. I can't show it on my other monitor, but the reason why I'm doing this is because what I like to do is I'm going to take the 6-inch cube that I have. I'm going to plop that in there. So that 6-inch cube is actually 100... Look at that. It's only 37 millimeters, so something went wrong. So that's something to remember, because 37.3 millimeters is not good. That's not right. So what that means is I got to come back over to ZBrush. So we're going to transition. We're going to go back over to the 6-inch cube. We'll call this, let's see, Scale Master. Set scene scale. We need to set that. For some reason, it didn't set right. And that's why I have that cube in there. For anybody who's wondering, that cube just helps me get to getting the proper scale. Then I'm going to update size ratio to that millimeter. I'm going to go back into here. We don't need these. Let's delete that. And then now let's export. Try that again. Okay. Now if we head back over to Prusa and we grab that 6-inch cube, there we go. 152 millimeter, that's the scale of the character. Be right back, no problem, Ryan. Yes, you can. I really love it. Super love it. I also use Prusa Slicer for fixing my STLs 100% when things go wrong. It has a great, it's free, and B, it utilizes NetFab services, which is great for fixing STLs, and you don't have to pay for anything. There's a lot of programs out there that you have to pay for to fix STLs, and they're great, don't get me wrong, but I don't really want to spend money on every little thing. And some things are going to need to get fixed that you're not going to catch. I use it just for NetFab, exactly, yeah. After installed it, yep. So as you can see here, can you guys see? Okay. So right here at the names, you see this exclamation mark. This means that it found an error. That error can be a hole in your mesh that you didn't see. It could be a floating particle you missed. It could be a really weird overhang that you just didn't catch. It could be because it was exported at a ZBrush. It really is anyone's guess. But what I will do is I'll go ahead and delete the ones I don't need. And then I just click right here, auto repair. It found 8 errors. There are 4 backward edges and 4 faceted or faces that are reversed. Okay, great. That's weird. So that just basically means it could be something that just like is colliding on itself. That's really all it tells me. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that, and we'll wait and see what happens. And it's usually pretty quickly. When it has a lot of errors, and I mean, I've had a model take like 30, 40 minutes. That could be a little much, but NetFab is great here, so this should probably only take a couple minutes. Heyo, Emmy, what is happening? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. That's right. Not much, not much. Just been enjoying a relaxing week off. That is awesome. All right, there you go. Model's repaired. So what I'm going to do is rename this base fixed. Go down to the next one. Actually, what I'll do, I like to go ahead and export the STL as quickly as possible. So I'm going to create a new folder called fixed STLs. Go ahead and just save that there. And then I do find that what you should do is check your folder and make sure that there is a size to it. Sometimes I've exported stuff out of Prusa Slicer, and it's only been like 2 or 3 kilobytes instead of like 24,000 like it's supposed to be. So I do that a lot. Well, let's go ahead and fix the next one. Hey, D-Zinc, how you doing, buddy? I need to see kitty pictures. Yeah, drop all the kitty pictures. Drop them all, drop them all. And while this is loading, just real quick, now that more people are here and it's I'm gonna go ahead and transition over while that's loading. I wanted to just quickly bring it up one more time. If you guys are in my Discord, go over to the ZBHO XMD Academy. Check that out. There's a coupon there. But partnered up with Spicer. So I'm actually going to be putting a link in the Twitter as well. Just for future. All right, that's repaired. Let's go ahead and rename this. There we go. I'm just going to keep doing this. It's a window capture, so you may not be seeing my model fixed, but it is prepping. Hey, Sanimation 3D! Ah, yes. Beautiful curved colors. Let's take a look at this. Woo! That is a pretty kitty. Hell yeah. Kitty. I love the eyes so much, and that fur is just... Look at those pink little cute paws. What an adorable kitty. It is going, it's going! Pink beans? Is that what you guys call them? They're beans? Whatever. I enjoy kitties from afar. Okay. I love kitties. Kitties and I don't necessarily get along when I own them. All right. And if you guys are new, we're just coming in we're just making some 3D print changes and stuff. Yeah, Card is super allergic. Also, guys, I am expecting a random phone call at some point. So I may have to pause if that goes through.
Did you get any safe for me to go over here?
Huh? Yeah, you can run here. Yeah. All right. And the last one, so the right foot is fixed. Nice. And then let's do the torso. So this part's the annoying long process part. But if you do all the prep work in ZBrush, at the end of the day, it usually doesn't take too long. You caught Brandy talking in her sleep last night. She was meowing very quietly. Got her doing a couple of video, and then she suddenly woke up and started yelling. That's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. I love it that animals dream, you know?
They dream of electric heat.
All right, that's all fixed. So we got torso fix, which is awesome. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and actually export these. So, I already did the base. Let's export. Actually, you know what? Let's just go back here. Let's just drop it right in there. I renamed them, so it should be okay. Yeah, that way I know which ones to delete. Let's export the foot, the legs. The torso. Yeah, see right here, let's see. Nope, that's looking good. Torso fix. Fixed. Fix. Perfect. So we don't need that one. I always wonder what they dream of. I know. Like, do they dream about showing up to a kiddie training class with no pants on or something? Do they dream about... No. I mean, I would imagine, like, maybe they dream of, like, you know, about, like, not making a jump or getting into another cat fight. Probably out there hunting birds. Exactly, yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to kick over and I'm going to delete the right foot regular one, the legs regular one, the hands, there we go, left hand, base foot, all these should be fixed. So you have the left foot, so make sure that's all right. Okay, left hand fixed, foot, legs fixed. I don't need this one, that's a star statue. The torso, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the base. You don't need the 6-inch cube anymore. So let's see here. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. Up. 6. Right foot, legs, left hand, left foot. What did I delete? Or did I count that? Hold on. 5, 6, 7. What did I delete? Let's go in the trash real quick. I deleted something. Get all this trash, guys. Hey, Talden! Hello. Brandy has been super vocal lately, just randomly yelling at nothing in particular. I'd say she's seeing a ghost or something. So maybe she was dreaming about warding off an evil spirit. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. I'm sure it's a lonely thing too, based on current events. Left hand fix. Torso. What did I... Oh. Shit. I'm an idiot. Alright. I'm gonna... Okay. I had two of the same name. That's what happened. I'm gonna restore that one. Okay, just go through. I forgot to rename that. So this one is actually right hand. Let me rename it now in the folder and save that. Whoopsie. Yeah, Brandy used to meow a lot. If I left your apartment, I could hear her through the door. Oh, but lately it's been whenever I'm out of line sight. Gotcha. I think it's 100% lonely thing. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's super tough. Okay, I'm actually gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna put this here. Polymesh 3D. I'm actually just gonna paste this one here. Get rid of this. Delete this one. So what I can do is actually make sure it's the proper size and then export just this one STL. Go. A lot of prep work, but that's okay. Yeah, cats are pack creatures, absolutely. Okay, so not this one. It's right hand. Let's throw that in there. There we go. Okay, that right hand does not need to be fixed. Yay, perfect. Okay, that's great. Let's put the base back on there. And making sure you guys can see that. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually set that flat in there. And obviously, like, you could probably print this a number of ways, but based on the fact that this has a little bit of that blood drip coming up on top here, what I'm going to end up doing is actually print this pretty flat, and then just have supports underneath, and that's going to pretty much take care of that. And then I'll end up cleaning up this stuff. That's not too big of a deal to remove. And then let's do it at like 15% infill and supports. For the most part, we'll do support on build plate only. Yeah, adjust those. That works. And then I want this detailed, so I want it at 0.12 millimeter. That's going to be really good for detail work. And I'm going to go ahead and hit slice now. This will take a second. And I have locked in my settings on the supports that a lot of this will come out really, really easily with not a lot of problems. So I'm not too worried about that. And this is also why I do mixed media, because all of this is easy to clean up. For the most part, it'll pop right off. And then a little bit of sanding. And then we'll go ahead, let's see. It'll take about 17 hours to print this at high detail. And even if some of these icicles don't print 100%, which most of them should, it looks like the support will be good. It's just going to give it character, so I'm okay with that. So, but you can see how big this is going to be just based on this. This is a 7x7 platform, 7-inch by 7-inch platform. So that just gives you an idea of how big that'll be. So we'll go ahead and hit export G-code. And I'll actually create a folder, call this G code, call this Sub-Zero G code, Sub-Zero. And then this will be the Sub-Zero base. Perfect. Could you imagine printing on that printer and being done in 15 minutes? Oh my god, dude. That speedboat vid, wow. That was insane, man. The problem is I can imagine that. And I don't want to fry my motor, but it, like, I saw how many, like, mechanical supports that video had. So I really wanted to make sure that, like, yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. So, it took me so... I just want to ramp up my machine now. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's all about how you introduce them to animals. Yeah, that makes sense. All the animals I see, I seem to introduce all have attitudes for a few weeks, and then they love each other afterward. Yeah, well, you know, it's that, yeah. It always takes a little bit of time for animals to get used to each other. All right. So that's pretty good. So I exported that. Let's go back. Now what I am going to do is before I pop on over to... Actually, no, that's pretty much done. Let's go ahead and minimize that. And then let's go... Turn off Prusa Slicer. Let's kick over to ChiChuBox. And we're going to just... What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag all the rest into ChiChuBox just to make sure that they all fit on the build plate. And it looks like they pretty much all will. Legs look pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, great. Yeah, all right, everything's gonna fit in there. So we'll do this in a couple sets. So I'm gonna print the big stuff first. I'm actually gonna print the legs all together. So we'll get rid of that guy. And now the thing that to remember when printing things with keys, it's more important to have the female key printed upwards if possible, and have the male key printed downward, unless you can get away with doing both. But for the most part, I like to protect the inside the most, because that seems to be where resin and stuff can get caught up and then cause you to be sanding keys all day long. Where it's easier to sand a key with support that's on it, it's already going to make it a little bit smaller, so that's already going to benefit you a little bit. So I'm not too worried about there. Looks like I got a little bit of a little clip right here, but well, that's not too bad. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see. Didn't print perfectly, but for wrapper prototyping, yeah, I know exactly. How much time does it take for this model to be printed on your machine? So the base for the FDM is going to take 17 hours to print on the Ender 3s. For here, something like this probably take, I'm going to estimate about, with supports, I would say probably about 8 hours. We'll estimate 8 hours depending on how we build it. So, morning, Next Knox. What's up, dude? Hey, Bordy's here. Hello. So what I'm going to do is actually face this up, something like that. And I'm actually going to put the feet over here. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm going to look at this at the top. I'm going to do something like that. There we go. And what's really cool too is if you pay attention to the shadow nose, that will tell you too if you're over a line or not. I'm going to grab this one. Let's actually rotate, flatten by face, just for right now. Grab this one, rotate, flatten by face. Let's get that set up there. And those will be easy to print once we put a little bit of support on there. Keep giving him the voice of Doug from Up. Nice. I even had a couple. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Luna was always such a sweetheart that she loved every other animal we ever lived with. That's super cute. She was never more than 6 pounds, and I have pictures of her snuggling with a 160-pound dog. That's super awesome. My philosophy with animals is you know what kind of owner... but you know what type of person owns that animal based on that animal's attitude. They usually say that, at least that's what I've heard, that an animal's attitude and how they behave is typically directly corresponded to their owners and how they behave. So I thought that was pretty cool. Little thing I read. Don't know how true it is, but you know. Okay, so we're gonna call this Sub-Zero Legs. There we go. I like to save projects a lot. There we go. Alright, now let's go into supports. Yeah, very similar to kids and parents. They have their own personalities, but attitudes come from environment. Absolutely, yep. Yeah. Yeah, my old cat got used to the hamsters I used to keep. J-Crew! What's happening? J-Crew! J-Crew's in the house. Alright. Alright, here's Chitu Box's crap. Whatever. Okay. Ooh, you know what? Let's go back. Let's go back in time. I need to hollow this out. I'm gonna hollow it out at 2mm. Yeah, let's start that. There you go. Perfect. All right. Now it's hollowed, let's make some holes, which really want to make sure you do. I'm gonna make a big hole. Let's actually say about, yeah, 4.5. I do like to pop one in. Anytime there's a female key, I will pop a hole in there. It's just easier. Really helps hide everything. And then that thickness, and now let's go. Let's say I don't go any smaller than 2.5 typically. And I try to hide these as much as possible. Let's go underneath. Let's pop a hole there on that side. And let's pop one there on that side. There we go. So 2 to 3 holes is all you really need to make sure there's no suction. That should be pretty good. I'm not going to hollow these legs out. They're small enough, and I want them to be solid enough that I actually weigh the part down. So I'll be okay with that. Let's go ahead and save that project one more time. Yeah, he would watch them as I let them run around the living room, and we thought he was going to eat them, but he very quickly realized they weren't food. Oh, that's awesome. My beardy dragon tried to eat my fingers yesterday, and then I thought he was hungry, and then I got a little, you know, you could buy these frozen mice, and I defrosted it for him, and he didn't want it. He was a little asshole. Can you ask a random quick question about Blender? You can, Sumerian, but I may not know the answer. I'm not a real verse in Blender, so depending on your question, I may not be able to answer it, but somebody in the chat might be able to. But please feel free to ask. I remember a Legend of Zelda figure where the creator didn't separate the legs. Yeah, you can prep your model however you want. I tend to separate it into multiple pieces. It just makes it easier to print bigger scales with smaller machines. That's typically why I do it, but it really just depends on the project. If I could print this whole model in one shot, but he wouldn't be as big as I want him to get, because he would exceed the height of my machine. So if you keep the height of your machine in mind when you're slicing, it just allows you to make easier decisions. Yeah, to print the legs in one go. Yep. Okay, now that we got that saved, let's go ahead and get the prep. And the way I prep for 3D print, I'm gonna just outright, basically, disclaimer, I'm an over supporter. And I know some people in the industry, depending on who prints what, that's a very interesting conversation, but I would rather add extra supports and have it print correctly the first time and waste the little bit of extra resin and then have a print fail and waste more resin ultimately. It's kind of like having insurance on a car, right? You don't plan on getting into an accident, so you're spending you're spending the money anyway. So for me, it's like a few extra sticks isn't worth, a few extra sticks is worth ensuring a secure print and successful print versus, relying on the machine or saying like, oh, I think that's enough. I'd rather over support. So I keep that process and it's been working. When I have a failure, it usually ends up being the machine. And so it's also just a way to kind of secure that I know that it's going to print each time. Let's see, what are the holes for? The holes are, so when printing in resin, you have your machine basically, come down, it'll press into the vat, and there's a film that it presses up against, and then it raises up a little bit, and then it cures. Well, over time, if you have a hollowed part, that is going to create suction, and that can actually pop the vat and the FEP film off, and it can actually stick and cause failure. The holes just allow to make sure that air can get in so that it doesn't stick, so it prevents suction. Hey Matt, what's happening? Just popping in to say hi. Busy day for me. Test printing is finished. I'll send you photos later. Yeah, do, absolutely, man. Okay, so Sumerian, I created a body and clothes. I animated the body, and now I want the clothes to follow the animation. I tried the data transfer modifier, and that did not work. Okay, yeah. I have no idea, Sumerian, whatsoever. Next Knox says, Sumerian, you need to parent the clothes to the rig as well. You could start with automatic weights as well. Thank you, Next Knox. That's perfect, yeah. Do you take painting into account as well? Yeah. Yeah. And to drain the resin out. Of course, I do find that hollow prints can crack easier, though, especially with water washable resin. Yeah, I have only had my hollowed parts crack with water washable. With the Sierra Tech fast curing ABS-like resin, which I have a bottle here. One second. So this is the stuff that I use, and I've never had any cracks whatsoever. I think they come out really great, but the Sierra Tech brand is my favorite brand. I think it is probably the best resin I've ever used. I use the ABS-like fast cure, and it's wonderful. So highly recommend. I've never gotten a crack with this, but with the water washable, yeah, at bigger prints, the water washable absolutely cracks for me. But what can you do? It's great for minis. I had a little bit left and I printed a mini and no problems. Just don't hollow. That's my recommendation based on my experience. Okay. Yeah, I love the color of that smoky black. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Probably try the ABS gray next. Yeah, the ABS gray is what I normally use, but the smoky black translucent is just, it's gorgeous. I'm actually like, I've had to use it for a few jobs and paint over it, and I was kind of like, damn, I wish I didn't have to paint it, but it's the only resin I had, and I don't like letting resin sit past a year because it tends to fail. So next Knox, that worked. Yay, awesome. I'm glad that worked. I guess I now just refine the weight painting. And that makes sense to me. The sculpt looks nice too. I don't know about post-processing. Are you just cleaning with IPA still? I actually, so sometimes I still use IPA, but because of the IPA shortage, what I have been doing a lot lately is using Mean Green or Simply Green in an ultrasonic cleaner. So I bought a few extra things. So I have an ultrasonic cleaner with a heater. I use Mean Green, and I heat up the tank to 30 Celsius, and then I basically run it for about 6 minutes. Then I use a toothbrush, clean it off, and then after that, I will either run it again after I remove supports, because I'll remove supports when I run it through once, or I'll dump it in IPA for the final cleaning, because IPA still takes off a good chunk of that excess resin. But yeah, that's my main workflow now. Kind of mixed it up a little bit. Just pure simple green. I don't dilute it in any way, shape, or form. I just pour that straight into the ultrasonic, because its flammability rate is much higher than isopropyl. So where I'm heating it up, it'll never get near ignition. Use monocure resin away cleaner. It was great. Ooh, nice. Yeah, that does sound expensive. If anything that's like dedicated for that thing would definitely be expensive. Okay, so let's go ahead. So how I do supports is once I've made my position and I'm liking it, I go to medium and immediately I click all. And let's see here. There we go. So I click all. And then what I do is I go underneath and I take a look at where it recommended stuff. Then I'm going to go to heavy. And first I'm going to remove a couple. I'm actually going to remove these two here and these two here. And the reason why I removed those is because I replaced those with heavies. So I'll actually come in and I'll add 1 or 2 heavy supports. And the reason I do this is that it'll ensure the print will stick to the bed. 1 or 2 heavy supports per side for a big model, or even a tiny one, 1 heavy support will hold the whole print. But that doesn't mean it'll support everything. It just will hold it to the bed. So I replace the first 2. And then what I start doing next is I go through and I start scanning how the medium supports are looking on the inside and how it starts to print. And then I start adding additional light supports after this. Because Chichu boxes auto supports suck, but it can set you up so you're not adding everything manually. So like here, that's going to start baking pretty well. That key might get a little funky, but it'll get sanded, so it's okay. That's starting up pretty good, but there's a lack of support here. So I'm going to go to light, and I'm going to start adding in just a couple. Like again, like I said in the beginning, I tend to over support a little bit, but it's going to ensure, for me it ensures that it prints every time. I love the minty smell. Nice. Is this the support? What slicer is this? This slicer is Chichu box. I mainly do my supports in Chichu box because it just works. And it's free. I hate Simple Green, but it's because we had a crappy janitor at my work that would mop our office with nearly pure Simple Green. I could not. I couldn't, nor should I handle that odor. Yeah, that's pretty bad, man. That's pretty bad. Luckily, it's out in my garage, and I have a fan that kind of like makes sure that the fumes are away from me. And I also have a mask when I'm operating it, but yeah. I get it, man. And because we used to work at the same place, I know exactly what you're talking about. We got that too. Okay. I'll spend most of my time underneath, you know, really spending the time down here. And I'll even kick back up to medium supports. And we'll add a few just on the underside of this. It's just to really make sure that that prints well. It's at a pretty decent angle, but I really just want to make sure that that's going to build correctly. And I think that's looking pretty good. Do the same thing here. So here, this popped up really quickly, so I'm going to pay attention to that side. And we'll add a few light supports just here, just to kind of ensure that that's gonna print. Kind of look at that one more time. Yeah, see, that's building a little bit better. There we go. Okay, that's a lot better. And this will probably be okay. But for my peace of mind, which again, that's when in doubt, add some supports. That's my philosophy, and it tends to work. Again, the extra cents I'm spending on these supports are not anywhere near the cost if this print fails. So, it's okay. Next Knox, I've heard purple power works too, and it smells different. I've heard that too. I haven't tried it though. Yeah, and I have seen that floor space. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Next Knox is he's gonna do it. We're gonna make sure he gets a resin printer soon. He'll do it. Okay. And the thing to note too is I actually got my support settings from Uncle Jesse. And the thing that I really like, if you notice my light supports versus my medium supports, notice that the pillar of the support structure is the exact same width as the medium. It's not any different. And that's to ensure that it builds up correctly. Default Chichu box, the light supports pillars are much skinnier. And so I would have to double up light supports in order to put one or two in some spots that I thought might fail, but didn't need a medium support. So here with Uncle Jesse supports, which I also think he got them from the 3D Printing Pro channel, because I know he does a lot of stuff too. Anyway, with the lights and the mediums having the same pillar, it means you can put one or two lights right where you need them and not have to worry about doubling up. So, and that'll kind of come in there. It recommends supports here, but I'm not going to do that. That's so close to the wall that that's actually going to print just fine, and it's at a good angle, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's see here. Random thought, but ZBrush only lets you activate your license on one computer? No, you should have 2 licenses. Yeah, you should have 2 licenses. Really? Let me try. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not typically worried about the cost of the print, but the pitting of the supports. Yeah, that's why I tend to stick to light supports a lot. Medium is pretty good. I don't get too much pitting. My settings are pretty locked in after a few adjustments. So go to your Pixelogic account website. You should have 2 uses. Yeah, and you can deactivate anytime. You can deactivate your Pixelogic accounts. You know. So I actually had a friend of mine a while ago use one of my licenses, and then we stopped talking. So then I just removed them from my account. In your opinion, do you prefer Chichu supports over Lishi? I'm used to Chichu. That's why I use it. I haven't checked out, was it Lychee or Liche? I haven't, I played with it a little bit, but honestly, I prefer Prusa Slicer supports over everything else. But I've had issues with their support setup. I've had a lot of pitting, so I haven't modified it, but I use Chichu because I know it. I want to get better with Lychee, just because I hear it's such a great program, but I'm just lazy. You got the pro version, Emmy? Okay, great. The island detector is very handy. See, I might switch that over. Well, now that I'm working, now that I got a job, I might actually do it. So I might spend a few bucks a month on it. The lychee fruit creeps you out. I have used it for a test print just to see if it worked with my printer, and it worked out great. Yeah. Yeah. I am working for a company called Coach.com. I can't obviously talk about it, but there's a few projects that we're going to be starting next week. So that actually might affect my stream too. My plan is, if I can get away with it, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll stream on the days I normally stream for just like a couple hours, and then I'll go to work. But if I have like a meeting or something like that, then obviously I'd have to go into the meeting. But I don't know. I'm more of a vendor employee at this point, where they're just going to be sending me work when they have it. So that's pretty cool. The first project's going to be really adorable, so I'm really excited for it. And when I can, I would obviously share. Yeah, it all happened yesterday. It happened really fast, where I got recommended by another talented artist. Corinne from 3D Character Workshop. She reached out to me. She's like, hey, I got a job that fell across my desk, but I can't do it. Can you do it? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. But she had no idea what the job was. So she forwarded my stuff to them and they called me. And then that's how I got the interview. So huge shout out to Corinne. Yes, yep, the purse company, Coach.com, yep. And so then we had a meeting and we talked about everything. And then they were like, yeah, that's great, let's do it. And then all the paperwork, all the HR paperwork started flying through yesterday, setting up vendor. This is why I got my LLC. In California, in order to freelance, you need an LLC to do it legitimately, to make sure that companies will actually hire you. Now this company is actually in New York, so now I'm freelancing with a company in New York. You never know, Emmy, you never know. So yeah, so really excited, really excited about it. And so the first project is going to start hopefully next week. It depends. They're just waiting on a few things, but yeah, I'm really excited about the project. It's going to require me to do some retopoing though, I guarantee it. And so, you know, which I have no problems doing. Yeah, so I'm really excited. And it feels good. Feels good. I'm going to do some heavy supports on the inside, just real quick. That's awesome. Well deserved. Thank you so much, J. Crew. Yeah. It was actually a really funny conversation because they had asked me, they're like, are you currently freelancing right now with another company? And I was like, no, I'm not really working with anybody right now. And they were like, wait, what? They're like, why not? We love your portfolio. And I was like, yeah, just nobody's really hiring right now. He's like, well, we are. And I was like, great. Let's work. And I'll happily now, I did not, my portfolio got me in the door, which is great. So hopefully in the future, I'll have some portfolio work that's from a company in there, not just the stuff I do. Setting up an LLC for freelance does nothing but protect you. All freelancers should. Yeah, well, in California, they require it. They require it now instead of a 1099 because companies want to make sure that the responsibility doesn't fall on the company, because California is such a pro-employee state, not employer state. So employers are scared to freelance now. So unless they're going to do things like under the table or you know, deal. But in California in 2020, January of 2020, they announced that they will start requiring an LLC. It is smart to have one if you're going to freelance anyway. It definitely protects the person. And I've made mistakes before that when I used to work with a DBA, which is a do business as, and that really just like, I made some bad mistakes, and those mistakes actually cost me a lot of money. So an LLC was the best thing to do, and it just makes sense. And I also have legal support too, because I went through LegalZoom. It was really nice, really easy, simple to do. Really enjoyed it. You'll be freelancing soon. Take notes. Yeah. I don't know where you reside, J. Crew, but yeah, look at LLCs. It does just protect. It protects you. It is a good chunk of change up front. I mean, I have QuickBooks now, and I spent like $600 to get it set up, and then I'm spending like $75 a month to get QuickBooks plus legal advice when I need it, which is great. But like, QuickBooks is normally $70 a month on its own, but through the LegalZoom, they were able to give me like, for an extra $5, they give me support when I need it. So yeah, and it's just smarter. So I was able to like set up all sorts of stuff. It's great. Does it cost a lot to create an LLC and keep it going? To keep it going, the cost is minimal, but to get it started, it does cost like I said, I spent like $600. You're in Texas. I'll have to look this up for sure. Yeah, for sure. Look it up. Check out LegalZoom.com. Like, not a sponsor, but they've done me justice. Okay. The other thing, too, guys, I recommend while we're talking about supports and stuff real quick, is I tend to flip my model upside down and look at it as if I would see it when it's done printing. Sometimes this helps me see some errors when I kind of go through. So this is kind of something I've started doing a lot. It helps me see islands, too. Just little tricks. I think that's going to print well. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, the wrinkles will be fine too. I don't really need to focus on supporting the wrinkles. So we're good here. So we can come back, and now we're going to go ahead and save this. Save project, all models. Just resave. I save a lot. I have Chi-Chi box crashes. Just heads up. And lawyer and accountant cost money, but they will save you way more than it costs. Absolutely, yep. Yeah, no problem. Yep. Oh, nice. When you file a company, it doesn't have to be the state you reside in. Delaware is the most common for low cost. Nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and support these guys. I'm actually going to go ahead and tilt this back a little bit. I'm not tilting it back a whole lot, just a bit. There we go. Kind of something like that. There we go. What I love about Chi-Chi Box's new feature is that when I hit support, it isolates just the one. But what I don't like about that is I got to keep in mind where the other ones are. So medium, we'll go ahead and just hit platform. Honestly, on these small ones, it does a pretty good job. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple heavies. Actually, just that one heavy should be fine. And then I'm going to add a bunch of lights just to keep the bottom nice. Again, like I said, I tend to over support a little bit, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. Let's go underneath and let's get these printed up. Let's actually Control Z that. Add a couple here on the corners. That's actually going to print pretty fine on its own, but that's just to give it a little bit of support as it grows. Yeah, that's fine. That's pretty much it. That should do it. And that's going to print solid, so we'll be okay there. Then you have states like Florida where you don't have stateside income tax. Ooh, that looks efficient. Yeah. Okay. Let's go through medium, hit everything on the platform. Again, we'll do a heavy. Again, I do one heavy, 1 to 2 heavies depending on the model and depending on the size, maybe 3 or 4 like we did on the other ones with the legs. And that's just going to hold it. And then we'll just add some filler supports here. All lights. There we go. That should hold pretty well. That's a little too high. Let's grab something like. There you go. Yeah, that should do it. I'm not going to support that. That's stupid. Okay, great. That should work. And again, that one heavy is going to make sure that it holds, and then the other supports don't have to work as hard. And there you go. That's the one. That's set up. So let's go ahead and save project one more time. And then let's see how long it's going to take everything go. I'm assuming it's going to take about 7 to 8 hours to print. My settings for my printer are actually at 0.05 with 55-second bottom exposure for the first 4 layers, and then 10 seconds for every additional layer. I didn't mean to hit supports. So let's hit slice and see what we get. So we're looking at 7 hours, 43 minutes, 23 seconds. Nice. So that was a pretty good guess. And now I'm just going to scrub through and take a look at the... I like to take a look at the print and see how it's looking. A lot of times this will show you if there's anything floating, and then you just compare it to your other one. Just slowly going through and just eyeing it. Yep, we're now in the support phase. It's looking pretty good. Legs look nice and solid. Yeah, that looks good. Great. I'll take it. And then we'll call this Sub-Zero legs. I'll save that, and that'll take a minute. Hopefully this is helpful for some of you guys. I know I don't do this enough, so I want to do this more often. I also like how my resin says dental. Yeah, it says EPAX dental model. It's because my machine was originally designed for dental work, which is crazy. Actually, my daughter is getting she's getting that Invisalign like braces, but they're just in stages, but they 3D print them, and it was really cool looking at the model and setting her up, because I knew exactly what layer height and everything they printed it at, and you know, so I was just taking a look at it, and it was just really cool to see. It was a lot of fun. But then states like Nebraska are built for agriculture, so do a tad bit of research. It's not like you can just move your company after it's formed. I know, right, Knox? I know. And it's cool because I watched the process where like they you know, they scanned her teeth, and then they got the files, and then they were able to do it. And that's what's going to happen. So the Invisalign, what they do is they print them in stages based on the correction that they think should happen, and then they scan every so often to make adjustments, and then they just reprint that model. It's so funny. It's really interesting. And they must just do like a simple Boolean cut. They must just like have a preset that they size to the teeth, and then they just Boolean cut out because it's custom to each tooth. And it looks really clean, so I would imagine that's how it gets done. Okay, gonna go ahead and let's bring in the next one. So we did all the legs, so now we're gonna do the torso, and I'm gonna take a look at the hands. We have to do this in a couple stages. I have a feeling I might have to do this in a couple stages. Okay. Let's see what we can fit on the bed. I doubt they're using ZBrush though. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I doubt they are too, but it's cheaper than most programs that can get what they want done. And if they have to do any scan fixing, ZBrush is really good for that. I know a lot of companies that use ZBrush to fix 3D scans, because you could just go in and sculpt it. And before the pandemic, I was actually, when I was looking for work, there is need of 3D sculptors and artists within the dental, but they also require a degree, and I kept getting turned down because I didn't have a degree. So just food for thought. Your girlfriend works at Invisalign doing those braces? That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to print this one by itself, because I feel like it'd probably be best if I print it more like this. You know what I mean? I may want to print it like this, just to retain a lot of the details, or something like that. So probably more something like that, but upside down. Whoops, not that one. I may want to do something more like this. So we're going to delete this one because that's just going to cause... So it'll be 3 prints instead of 2. That's fine. No big deal. We'll figure out the hand here in a second, because I want all this detail here. I want to support the fingers. Maybe we'll do something like that. That might work. That might work. Let's kind of move that there. Let's probably do something like that. I wonder, so at Invisalign, do they use ZBrush? That would be so awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and actually... Not quite sure what happened there. Okay, okay, so that's not really an error as much. All right, let's go ahead and hollow this. This is where it can get a little tricky. So this part of his arm is hollowed for a while. And that little bit could create enough suction. But then it finally channels into here. So what we might end up doing is actually Control-Zing that, come back, and I might actually increase the millimeter of the hollow, so I might make this a little heavier. Let's call it 3. Let's start that again. Let's see what we get. So yeah, it'll be a little bit thicker, but it'll still be hollowed. But how much of that arm? Yeah, there we go. That's not so bad. Maybe, I don't know, actually. Let's try lower. Try not to go too low. Let's try 1.75. Maybe we can get a cleaner one and then we could pop a hole in there. Swear options. No, they train you at their own proprietary program. You're not worried about the female key pulling? I am a little bit on the hand, but I'm also worried about the details. So if I do this right, we might be able to get away with it. There are exceptions, but I'm more worried about preserving this. But I also have a thought in my head where I might print it like this. So I'm trying to weigh the option. I'll refine it here in a minute, but I'm always worried about that. Yeah, probably some sort of proprietary software with a really expensive license fee. Probably, yeah. And it probably doesn't do anything more than, well, I'm sure it does a lot, but you know what I mean. Okay, that's better. So it's gonna be a lot lighter, but we might be able to sneak a key in there. Might be able to sneak a hole right in there. That's really what I was hoping for. So let's try that. Let's go to hole. We can go a little smaller. Let's go 2.25. And let's see if we can add a hole right here. It's okay, that's the problem. Sometimes it's just not good. If we pop a hole there we go. Okay. Sometimes if you can't get it one way, go in and try to get a hole in on the inside. And that should be enough. Yeah, that's how you approach your fingers down. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm worried about all of this, but we'll figure that out. I'm also worried about the fingers breaking off when removing support, because you see how the fingers they're bent and kind of overhanging off each other. So I'm a little worried about that. And I would rather deal with a little bit of pooling on the inside than have that fail. So it's a very complicated part for what we got. Okay, and then last what I'm going to do is create a couple bigger holes. Actually going to go 3.5, add a hole, and we're actually going to pop a couple down here at the bottom. That'll be enough to not worry about the rest of it. There we go. And then that won't suction. So beautiful. Let's save it. So let's go save project all models. Now we're going to call this Sub-Zero torso. It's a proprietary software, and it's just for that one purpose. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Yep. Isn't that funny how that works? Alright. Alright. Because that's there. Let's take a look at this a little bit more intuitively. Stop, I don't want to add... What is it? This is where Chi-Chu is stupid. Stop it. It wants to keep adding a hole and I don't want it to. There we go. So stupid. The program is called Treat. There is really no reason we can't do all of this in ZBrush. Exactly, I know, right? Yeah, but I also think too, it's probably like a it's probably a bit of a like job security if we can all just start creating dentures and stuff at home. Although it's not like we all know what we're looking for. So yeah, so with these fingers, this is why I'm actually considering it up, is because I can support these fingers underneath this way. But if we look at it this way, I might be able to get away with this actually. And it's not like it's any taller than that model, so let's try that. Let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and save project one more time. Okay. Let's go to our supports. And let's do this again. So medium. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back. I'm actually going to angle him. That's too flat. Where this is, that's too flat to the base. That could cause a failure on its own. What are you doing? Thank you. So I'm actually going to angle it more this way. There we go. That should be a lot better. Maybe put him back a little bit too. If we can make teeth look how they want, whatever we want, exactly. All right, let's go back now. Supports. Let's try that. It has to pre-process the rest. All right, that's better. Cool. Let's go ahead and add it everywhere because we have the inside to worry about. Bloop. There we go. So right here in all this texture, a lot of that texture I think was going to be a little okay, but I might add a couple of light supports there. But let's go underneath. Let's remove this one. Let's grab a heavy. Let's put that there. This is a bigger part, so I'm going to add a couple heavies just underneath, just so that it holds. I'll add a heavy here too. All right, right here in his pectoral muscle. I think that's the pec Minor? Is that the Peck Minor? And let's go ahead and add a couple light supports up here, just to make sure that that gets there. Yeah, see, that's not being supported, so let's go there. Yeah, that should be okay. Hello, Ben. Which software is this? This software is Box. I'm actually adding the supports to the Mortal Kombat character. Add a couple there too, just to do it. I think that'll be pretty good. I want mine checkered. Point it out. Point it out. Box. Yep. Walter Peck. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I love that. I love this support. I love this one. How this is going. Completely unnecessary support. I'm actually gonna get rid of this one. This one's ridiculous. Let's go light. So I have this set up where you can actually, if you need to support some stuff, that's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna have the support launch itself into space. It's just not gonna happen. That right there, it's light. It's gonna peel right off, and you won't notice any damage. So I'm okay with that. That's fine. But the arm will support itself, which is nice. Now we'll look underneath and make sure all this is looking good. And we'll come in with some mediums. Some areas that might need a little help. There we go. Perfect. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and save project. Where's Carter's to get your revenue? She's running errands. A lot of stuff to get done today. Yep. She would get your reference. I recognize the name, but yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. But you know I'm bad at those references, so. All right. Medium, let's go ahead and just add the supports. Ghostbusters. Yes, that's right. The original first movie. Yeah. See, now that I know it, I'm like, I should have known that. All right, that's gonna go there, but I'm actually gonna move that. And this is one of those cases where I'm going to add a cup with some light supports here and here. That should hold it fairly well. This is where it gets a little tricky. See, it didn't hold anything there. That should bridge okay. What I really want to watch out for is the supports welding to the fingers and making additional problems. So I'll actually back these up a little bit. So that they're away and they don't weld themselves to the fingers. What's up, IR? Hey, what is going on, dude? What program is this? I'm using Box. We're doing supports. Dude, shout out, man. Hello, buddy. Don't mind that. Everybody, you guys gotta go check them out. How are you doing? Holy moly. Jessica, yep. Dude, thanks for stopping by, man. Box, yeah. So I'm prepping my models for 3D print. I have this Sub-Zero that I am releasing, and we're getting it ready. We're getting it ready. Doing good, man. Just catching up on all the 3D printing stuff. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I figured it's been requested to go over some 3D printing setups, so I was like, yeah, let's do it. Inspire! Holy moly, it's only God. Oh, you're funny, Ben. Well, huge shout out to you, sir, to Rodeska. Everybody go check him out. You guys know. You guys know. You guys know. Awesome. I'm going to have to rewatch this because I need to learn this. Yeah, absolutely. Please ask any questions. Please, absolutely. I actually got to start supporting one more thing, so I'm using Chichu 1.8.1, by the way. So we actually just saved this part. Let's save it again. Save project, all models. Torso, let's do it. Going in the straight road, yeah. How you doing, Inspire? How's it going? This is really cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and slice this bitch. There we go. Let's just double check it one more time. So I'm gonna just make sure that the mask of how it's gonna print via resin looks good and I don't see any weirdness happening. At least not too much. I was a little concerned right where the costume starts connecting, but I purposely left gaps to give you that illusion of layering and depth. So I was a little concerned with that in the beginning, but I think that's gonna look pretty cool. So we'll find out. That supports itself pretty well. Doing okay, just getting an order ready to ship. Hell yeah. One thing I want to learn is what's the best method for cleaning the support dings on the model. When I get a heavy, thick print, the dings are pretty deep. Yes, okay. Well, two things to really adjust. Let me save this real quick. You could readjust your 3D print settings themselves. Let me try the torso. And then the other thing that I use a lot, if you're just going to like print it and then hit it real quick with some like primer just to make it pop, which is what I recommend, then either take a little bit of like a Q-tip and a little bit of the resin and kind of paint it in there and then cure it, or I got it right here. What I really recommend, and it's only a few bucks, I'll go big screen for this, is wood filler. So premium wood filler, the stuff is basically like spackle, but you basically just put some gloves on, take your finger, put it in there, and blend it in. It sands extremely easy, but you can like fill in all your deep pits with them, and then when you sand it down and then you paint it, it covers it right up, and you won't know the difference afterwards. So, highly recommend doing that. And I think that, what is this? I got 16 fluid ounces of wood filler about 6 months ago for 10 bucks, and I've only used like a teeny bit, like really, really small. So that stuff's really good. The other thing you could use too, I've heard some people use chapstick. I have tried it a couple times on small prints, and actually it fills in pretty good, but I recommend wood filler at the end of the day. Use the green spot putty. Oh yeah, that stuff is really good too. Yeah. That's a good idea. Thanks. Also the resin stuff too. I think the Coop resin thing would work for the medium stuff. I'm printing and I can use that for the larger stuff. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Especially since too, once you hit it with primer, yeah, all that goes, nobody will know the wiser. It all goes away. Okay, I did save that already. Perfect. Let's go back. And then let's go ahead and delete those. And now let's put in our final one, which is the... Which one was that? Which was the... Was it the left hand? Yep, there it is. Okay, we got to print this bad boy. We'll set this up. Very nice, thanks. Yeah, absolutely, dude. All right, here we go. Let's prep this guy. Now, I'm worried about this guy because we welded a spinal column together, and then we have the blood spatter, but we have this female key, and then we have teeth and stuff for the skull to print. So I think I'm going to rotate this around, and we're going to pay attention on keeping the teeth and the female key of the skull so that we don't get any weird pooling, but also we naturally have the teeth build on its own without support. And we can put the bulk of support underneath here on the spinal column. And even if we flip some of this, even if some of this gets a little knocked off, it won't be too nasty. But we can also kind of rotate this a little bit too, something like that. Alternate material fillers make me nervous. When things start to swell and relax, when temperatures change, that's how things crack. Yeah, that's actually why I use the wood filler, because it doesn't have a high expand rate. And I've had models sit for years. My Gravity Falls print actually has wood filler in it. You guys have seen that one. I actually used wood filler. On, there's spots on Mate you can't really see, but there's spots on Mabel. Actually, you could see a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom in real quick. Oh, so inside her mouth was some divots. And there's a little bit that I didn't paint or didn't get painted. And then there's a few cracks on Dipper. Let's see if I can get a good spot. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a few spots on Dipper's back. And never had an issue. Looks really, really clean. There's also some spots on Mabel's hair. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's really, really light, but you almost can't even tell. You gotta like look at it crazy. You almost have to like stare at it microscopically and be like, yeah, okay, that looks good. So, and I've had that one, I think I did that one almost 9 months ago and no problem since. Wow, that model's fantastic. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, that's one of my favorite stylized sculpts that I did. And anybody can print that too. If you guys want to print that one, if you guys like it, you can get that one for free over on my Mini Factory. It's one of my favorite models I've done. I think that was the first portfolio piece that I really wanted to do when I was part of the 3D Character Workshop. Spicer! What's going on, IR? Every time I write that, I think of that old cartoon, Cow and Chicken, with IR Squirrel and IR Baboon. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Spicer, you're here, buddy. Spicer, you're here, buddy. That's great. Well, since Spicer's here, I'll make the announcement one more time for you guys, but I'm gonna make a thing down below in my little description. But if you guys, especially if you're new to my channel, guys want to get serious about anatomy, like really get serious about anatomy, like you're really, really serious about anatomy, I partnered up with Spicer. And I'm taking his XMD Academy character creation for collectibles. And if you guys want to join in on this, if you want to follow Spicer and get his knowledge, and you really want to absorb it like I'm trying to, you guys can get 25% off. Just type in IRBest25, and you guys take that link. So join my Discord. Take that link, join the Discord. Jump in there, follow that stuff. Really awesome course. I took it for an hour yesterday, and I learned more about the human skull than I have learned in the last 5 years. Like seriously, like I thought I knew the skull, and then I was in there, and I was like, shit, I don't know the skull very well. XMD, I'm thinking I keep getting those emails. I know, right? Yeah. So Spicer and I collaborated, got together, and said, you know what, you guys deserve a little bit of a discount. But his course is awesome. I'm enjoying it, and since I'm gonna be taking it, if you guys want to like come and like share your work and stuff in the Discord or whatnot, go check out those links. Yep. So, yeah, links are in the Discord. You guys can go in there, click it, copy paste, boom, you guys are gone. Yeah, that course has that effect. You think you know the body, then you take Spicer's course, and it's like, you don't know Jack. No, it's really awesome. You know, it's actually I was struggling a little bit with some of the plane changes in the skull, and there's some things I need to tighten up a little bit with my anatomy. So I thought, you know what? Why not learn from the master? But no, seriously, yeah, it's a great course if you guys are looking. So I wanted to share that with you guys one more time. So join my Discord. Oh, where's that go? Now I lost my Chichu box. Hold on. There we go. All right, let's support this last piece, and then we'll just do some fun sculpting and chat with you guys, and it's just gonna be good. Yeah, XMD is pretty cool. I use the XMD toolkit for ZBrush. My buddy Nexnox decided that I was getting lost too many times with my brushes. And he's right. so I ended up downloading that, and then it changed my life. All right, so we're gonna call this the Bloody Hand. This guy ain't really. But I know a guy named Jack. Thanks for the kind words, brother. Yeah, no problem, dude. Spicer, you're an amazing cat, dude. You really don't know Jack? That's funny. Took you long enough to. It did, I know, right? Yeah. All right. So, and if you, so real quick too, guys, if you want me to, I will save out my support settings for Chichu Box. If you guys are finding this useful, and then I can release them in the Discord. You guys can download it too, and then you can follow along. Because, like I said, I got some support settings from Uncle Jesse and 3D Printing Pro, so shout out to those two. And that's helped a lot with getting my support set up the way I want them. But we're just going to go through. That's why I end up able to say, boom, let's go ahead and auto support, and then let's just edit. And it's just amazing. I'm going to put a heavy support right there. Poor Jack. That guy just is constantly ignored. Alright, I'm going to put a heavy support here at the base of the skull. That's where I put it as well. It's supposed to be like an ice piece, so when it gets painted, if I decide to put ice there or whatnot, that's can just clean that up a little bit. And then I'm not going to hollow this, it's too thin. But I'm really worried about this spinal column. Because it's not super thin, but all these points here, right here, I want to make sure that this all gets a little bit of love. And that we support that right. So see, auto supports miss a lot of this. But it doesn't also really need a whole lot because of the angle that it's at, it should do it. One day Chichu Box is gonna come up with a bed technology that we can all sleep on, right? Yeah. This program, I have love and hate for this. Spy support made me think of that. That's really funny. I like that. Yeah, every time I think of a spine, like, yeah, I think about like my bed and how. Yeah, that's so funny, dude. See, now you got me thinking about it. Crap. All right, let's go ahead and put some of this up. No, I'm gonna make a custom bed. Just you wait. Just you wait. All right, and let's add some supports here. Again, like I said earlier, I tend to over support, but it prints. And I'd rather have it not fail. So that's just my philosophy, but I know a buddy of mine who he like puts all the right supports there, and I think it's gonna fail every time, and it doesn't. And I'm always jealous. I'm like, I don't know how you can comfortably print that. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, I think I need to have the Spicer way of thinking. The Spicer way of thinking? Yeah, we all do. He's an influence to us all. Alright, let's add a little bit more lights here. And I don't mind, too, all this crunchiness that's happening. This is all supposed to be blood and cracks in that skull. You know, so I'm okay with like how this even if this pits, I feel like it's gonna add a little bit of almost character to it. So I'm okay with that. There we go. Doing great. Yeah. Just think like an alpha. Don't be a beta, as Spicer would say. But what alpha though? Alpha 34, 36? Oh no, you know what? Yeah, you just gotta go with I think honestly, I'm alpha 6. I'm a little soft and rounded. I'm just a circle. All right, let's go ahead and see if this works. All right, let's save it first. The bloody hands. All right. All right, let's go ahead and hit slice and see what we got. All right, this will take about 6 hours, 23 minutes, and 56 seconds. Although I found my machine to be about, on average, between 20 to 30 seconds faster. So sometimes this gets kicked down by a couple minutes, which is nice. So let's go ahead and start scanning it and see what we got here. I'm just really trying to pay attention to how the part will react with the supports, especially right here. So we got some bridging happening right in here. That might be okay, because it eventually connects. But I don't know. I feel like that might fail or droop a little bit. It's blood. If that medium holds it okay, it might be fine, but I might actually go back and add a lighter support right there. Just even one would just ease my mind. I think maybe I'm so paranoid too with all my supports, and why I over support is probably because I'm the one paying for all my resin. So I'm invested. Each test print I have, ooh, I didn't even look at that. Oh, okay, actually that prints out fine. Never mind. I thought that was a floating island for a second. That actually prints out well. Okay, great. I didn't miss anything. You're just supportive. Oh, I like that. That's funny. It's a good quality, yeah. Ian, what printer are you running? Hey, Harry Manables. Oh, man, I didn't even see you come in. Hey, what's up, dude? I'm going to be running... So this whole print for the body is going to be the EPAX X1, which is basically the same size and equivalent to the Elgu Mars Pro. It's a pretty good machine. I really like it, actually. And then for the base, because it's super big, I'm going to be printing the base with filament, and it'll be on my Ender 3 Pro. Yeah. Let's go back, and let's just add a little bit of support right here, just to ease my mind, and then we'll hit save, and then we're done. Bloop. Just like right there. Just literally that was it. Yeah, see, that little bit's gonna print just fine. I don't worry about that. Cool. All right, let's save that. Hola! Hello, hello, sir. All right. Let's slicey dicey it. And then that's it for the 3D printing stuff. Because I started late, guys, so we're gonna continue on playing around in ZBrush for a little bit. Maybe take a look at our character, Kakaguri character, and then that'll be it for the day. Then I got shopping to do. Okay, I like that. So let's go ahead and save it. Sub-Zero, bloody hands. Bloody hands. What's ZBrush? Exactly. It's just a little program. You know. Does things. Gives me feelings. Alright. Alright. That's it for that one. Let's transition back. So that's pretty much it for the support. I don't know, if you guys have any questions on supports, let me know, and I'll answer them. No problemo. But that should pretty much do that. So I'm gonna get that test printed this weekend, and then I'll drop that off in my Patreon for the April drop, and I'll be just in time for the movie. I'm really excited about the movie, actually. But yeah. So that's what it's gonna look like for those of you who are new. Let's actually increase the render a little bit. So this is what we're gonna be printing right now. I'm excited. All right. All right, let's go back to cleaning this up, because we got a lot of work to do with this piece, and I like it. Although I did tell you guys on Sunday I'm going to be doing ZBrush Core Mini. So if you guys want to see some ZBrush Core Mini stuff, pop it on Sunday. But if you also want me to go more in depth on it here, let me know. Because I actually was sketching in it yesterday for a little bit, and it was super fun. And I like only having 8 brushes for some reason. It was really, really helpful. All right. Okay, so what I want to do with this guy, or girl, I want to give her a lollipop. I want to get her hair actually sculpted the way I want it to be. Her pose is just a little too subtle, so I want to exaggerate her pose a little bit. So we'll probably finish this up next week at some point. Yeah, she's pretty cute. Yeah, she's from a show, Kakiguru. Oh, wait, I'm gonna butcher this. Kakigurui, which is like a gambling high school anime. It's actually kind of interesting. And the character, I need to push her likeness a little bit more too. I don't think I have it quite the way I want it. But I'm also wanting to get the rest of the appeal going. But this is the character that we're going for. So not too far off, but it's also, I definitely need to tweak it. I'm excited. Yeah. So I need to tweak this a little bit more. Also, I want to get the pattern on her skirt. I think I want to sculpt that in, get some details there. So I'm going to push that a little bit more, but I think I'll get it closer to her face once I start breaking symmetry and getting that situation. Also, I realize her eyebrows are way too big. So let's actually fix that right now. I'm actually going to activate posable symmetry if I can. Nope, I cannot. No worries. We need to make this a little skinnier. Anime characters are tough as nails to get looking right. They really are, yeah. That's actually why I started doing it more. I did okay with a few other ones. Like I have a Vegeta I've sculpted. But yeah. Really pushing that face. Just squeeze that up a little bit. I think I need to rotate that. Did you watch the new Falcon and Winter Soldier shit? No, I have not. I read that sentence and immediately was like, no, because My Hero Academia showed up, guys. And I freaking love it. Do I prefer the painted eyes for anime characters? I do, yes. The reason why I prefer the painted eyes is because before I started sculpting anime, I started learning that the production for anime sculpts most of the time will be just stamped eyes. So I try to follow the production of the primary influence. I try to follow the production pipeline for most of the styles in which I do. And because anime has that stamped eye production pipeline, I try to do that. I also think it just kind of makes it feel a little bit more anime. So yeah. Oh, it's getting really good? Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it. I don't know why I haven't really done that. Well, besides My Hero and time. So, you know. Time after time. Okay, actually, I think I realized the eyebrows of this character. I'm going to use... On her face, I'd set this up for posable symmetry, which is awesome. But I realized, actually, I think her forehead is a little too shallow. I think I need to go bigger with it. So I'm actually going to, without ruining the paint job, that's the trick here. I'm actually going to bring this up a little bit. Have you seen the Jelly-Oculus video to My Hero Academia? No, I don't think so. The lollipop is a good, good idea. I think I'll try to incorporate that into my sculpts. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait on My Hero. What? Just got used to their dubbed voices, so wait till the dub. Oh man, this is the first anime that I love the dubbed voices and the main voice actors, the original voice actors. I like them equally, which is interesting to me. Like Dragon Ball Z, for example, or Dragon Ball Super. I don't mind the original voice actors, but the original voice actor for Frieza was just amazing. But I prefer the dubbed version. That's because I grew up with it. But, you know. But My Hero is the one where I started watching it in Japanese. Then I saw it dubbed, and I was like, oh my god. Especially that Christopher Sabat's in there. So, yeah, ended up really just liking both. Okay, this is where posable symmetry gets weird, kind of like I've said before. Posable symmetry works sometimes if you set it up right, but I can see that it's already kind of breaking symmetry a little bit. So I'm gonna break symmetry officially now and start cleaning this up asymmetrically. There we go. Go. All right, let's get that lollipop built. I don't technically need to build a lollipop, but I think I'm going to, just so that I can get a proper shape and affect the cheeks the proper way. So I'm actually just gonna, I think we're gonna make this as simple as possible. Let's go with, let's mask this section. No, we don't need to mask that. I'm actually just gonna use Z Modeler here. Can we re-subdivide this? Let's try this. Nope, never mind. Alright, I got another way. I just brain farting here. Let's go that. Let's just do that route. There we go, something like that. Z Modeler, let's hover over, let's do extrude, all. There we go. Gonna hover over this edge. Let's do slide. Wait, hold on, let's get in there. Slide, complete edge loop. Bring this up a little bit. Bring that down a little bit. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this down. There we go. Something like that. Yeah, literally just a lollipop shape. And that's what I'm going to use this for, is just kind of guidance. So when I press it inner cheek, you'll actually see that indentation. And let's just take something as simple as this cylinder, pop this up. Come on, 90 degrees, there we go. You should watch it, it's amazing. Yeah, I think Deku and Tanjiro are the same voice actors. Oh, interesting. Maybe, that'd be great. Oh, by the way, I just seen that they are showing the Demon Slayer movie here in the 22nd. Oh, hell yeah. Oh boy, I'm really excited about that. I'm so excited. Let's pop that. It's been needing to happen for some time. Alright, there we go. Lollipop. I'm actually going to just quickly take Z Modeler brush. I'm just going to add some quick multi-edge loops, just to give it a little bit of topology, nothing too crazy. And then let's just auto group it. Lollipop. Done. Costco, a magical land where everyone ambles around aimlessly with their giant overloaded carts, and then without notice people stop in the middle of the aisle so they can make a swift U-turn. Swift isn't the word I'd use. Like, they bump into everything and everyone and don't say sorry. And they announced the My Hero movie like 3 weeks ago, right? Actually, they announced the My Hero movie like 3 months ago. And then, yeah, now they have officially announced that it is in the works. So, yeah. Hey, don't knock Costco. That's my favorite thus far. Or it was until COVID. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like Walmart. Actually, Walmart's worse here. I don't go to Walmart because Walmart's terrible. Yeah, it's... All right. Lollipop time. Okay, I also don't want to make it a giant lollipop. So let's make sure that we don't blow it up too much. but just enough. Costco does treat their employees well. I like Costco. I just don't like how crazy people are in Costco. Although my Costco, I'm really proud of them. They started kicking out people who wouldn't wear a mask. They started like really just putting their foot down. And like one guy, I was in line waiting to put my stuff on the cart, and one guy came up with his Costco membership and chucked it at the cashier. And the cashier's like, if you chuck it at me one more time, I'm going to kick you out. Like, do not. We've been doing this for a year. Hold your card up respectfully or get out of my store. I was like, damn. So yeah, it was like it was pretty crazy. So mad respect to the Costco guy. The most important question: what flavor will the lollipop be? Ooh, that's a good question. Based on her character and the color scheme that I see it, I usually see it as a blue lollipop. So I'm gonna go with more likely it's like a blueberry bubblegum or bubblegum flavor. So either blueberry or bubblegum. DMX died? Oh, damn.
And drugs, man, then drugs.
Alright. Now we need to wrap her hand around the lollipop, so reference time. Will I stick a pin in my face? Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to, like I said, push it more like this. I want that impression of the lollipop in her cheek. Let's see if we can kind of push that there. Let's get the move brush. Slower subdivision a little bit. Oh, I just started sticking stuff in my face. I have my own hand for reference on this one. Yeah, and I will, yeah, definitely have to be careful with that search. Agreed. Okay. And add that little bit of like push. Also too, guys, sorry if you hear random gardeners in the background. There we go. Actually, I'll push this cheek in just a little bit. Okay, I actually have to take this phone call, guys. Give me 1 second. It's the phone call I was waiting for. Be right back. Hello? All right. That was one phone call down. When you expect life to happen. All right. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and raise our hand up a little bit. Start posing this. A little bit more the way we want it to. Okay. Let's turn off symmetry. Is that hand by its... Oh, why is that hand not by itself? Shoot. Okay, let's back that up. I thought this hand was by itself. So let's go ahead and actually split hidden. There we go. Okay, let's rename this hands and legs for the other one. That's funny. Let's go ahead and save as. And let's do the ZBrush drive. Work. Let's see, Witcher Season 2 is coming. Oh, hell yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm really excited. How excited are you? So excited. Yeah, I checked it out halfway in Season 1. Nice. All right. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just kind of... Let's see if we can just hide everything but the hands and the lollipop. Just want to focus on that for a minute. I'm excited! I'm so excited! Alright, now I'm going to rotate this a little bit. Smooth this hand up first, actually. Yeah, Witcher is amazing, so highly recommend. So many good shows. That's why I'm not caught up with this shit, guys. There's so many good shows. Alright, so that thumb needs to come up. Alright. Let's do it. Thumb needs to come up and kind of pressed against. I mean, yeah, I would say the thumb on the lollipop seems to be more natural. I watched Henry Cavill build a computer. Yeah, we all did. I haven't had time to watch it in a while, but I've been living on Twitch, I know. FK throwing your coin to your Witcher. I'll stop dollar bills down his dresser. Hell yeah. Dude. I have no problems admitting that Henry Cavill is just a beautiful man. And I would, yeah, I watched him build a computer too. I was hoping he like needed computer advice, you know, but he didn't. He was actually teaching me a few things, and it was hard for me to pay attention to what was actually happening. So, you know. So damn. Where is that clip? It was wasn't it a Facebook Live video he did a while ago? Building the computer.
He's so excited about it too. He's so freaking cute.
Yep. Him, I think he built a computer, and then Terry Crews shortly after also built a computer. Okay, that's gonna break that thumb, so we need to angle either the hand or we need to angle the lollipop. So let's actually look at the hand first. Yeah, let's actually rotate that hand a little bit. Let's place that there. I'm glad I'm not much into Netflix shows. Twitch lately steals enough of my time I should use for learning. Yeah. Yeah, I've been on Twitch a lot too. Twitch and YouTube. Those are like the two main platforms that I've just like been on so much. Okay. So going to Okay, I kind of want the thumb to guide me a little bit on what's happening. Let's kind of start moving the fingers a little bit just to get a sense. Actually need to put them together. Let's get them closer together. You know what? Let's turn this off for a second. Set myself up for success here. Actually grab this edge loop. There we go, let's do that. Kind of break this up a little bit, makes it easier for me. There we go. There we go. Let's fix this thumb. Relax, smooth it a little bit. Everyone was mad that that Cavill had a mustache in Justice League. And I'm like, who cares? It's Cavill with a mustache. Exactly, yeah. Got any tips for keeping fingers from melting in Z-Remesh? Yes. When you Z-Remesh your hands, separate your polygroups as best you can. But every time you Z-Remesh, naturally it's going to shrink a little bit. But if you're already at a pretty low poly and you're just working with the hands, I recommend actually turning off smooth and then Z-Remesh. Kind of re-Z-Remesh at the same. Like if I wanted to keep this the same topology but wanted maybe some better edge loops here without retopologizing, right? I guess that's really the trick here. Then really just separate your groups, keep them as clean as possible, turn off smooth, and then, let's see here, Z-Remesher to modify topology, there we go. Keep groups, keep it at the same, because we're only at 658 active points, and then Z-Remesh. It'll keep and count, even that kind of does it. Maybe crease edges at that point. Yeah, you're proving me wrong, Z-Remesher. It's like a little finicky bitch. Yeah, that's what it's doing. But I mean, naturally, it is going to shrink, though. You could try to crease polygroups. It's gonna shrink. Maybe. Let's see. We're at 0.6. Let's try 1. Nope, it's gonna shrink. I guess it's just gonna shrink. I lied. My bad. I mean, but once you have it pretty low, keep it this way. Don't I mean, the only other thing to do would be to just manually retopologize it too if you really want to really control everything, but everything shrinks in Z-Remesh. Turn the polish off, keep groups really low. Ooh, let's try that. Hold on one second. Keep groups really low. Keep groups down really low. Turn the polish off. Okay, this is where, hold on one second. Keep creases now. Where could I turn the polish off in the Z-Remesher? See, now I don't know. Smooth groups. Turn that down. Oh, smooth groups. Thank you, sir. Bloop. Still shrinks a little bit, but not like way better. That's way better. Perfect. There you go. Do that. Thank you. Actually, I just learned something. I appreciate it. Smooth groups border. Bloop. Hey, thank you so much, bad boy, for the follow. I appreciate it. Damn, I never use that slider. I'm gonna use that slider from now on. Okay. That work, Harry? All right, let's start moving this up a little bit. I will give it a shot. Absolutely. Well, I learned something new, and I'm digging it. I usually just get it down pretty low. I usually, when I first sculpt a hand and then I want to break it down ZBrush, a lot of times I will just do a polygroup like this. I'll Dynamesh it, and then I'll do all my different groups, smooth those the borders between the groups down, and then I'll just ZBrush it and get as low as I can if I don't want to retopologize, or if I don't have to retopologize. Let's issue that. Am I gonna celebrate my 1,000th follow? Wait, is that 1,000?
$9.95.
I'm at 9.95. Ooh, am I gonna celebrate? Okay, we'll have to do something. Shit, we'll have to do something. Wow, I'm already that far. Oh,
That's funny.
that is awesome.
That's crazy, actually.
Is it worth it to pose that hand, or is it better to sculpt a hand in pose? That really depends on you. Your hand eventually is going to need to get resculpted. Even when I pose this, I'm going to have to fix it. There's just no way about it. Yeah, you can sculpt a hand in pose if that works for you. It really just depends on the end game. Because her hand is a fist, typically that's not too bad. That's a good way to approach it. But it really just depends on you. It depends on what you want to do. At the end of the day, it depends on what the end game is. I want to keep a style consistent, so I don't want to resculpt a hand and make it look a little bit different, but I want to fix this hand, if that makes sense. I've done it both ways. It just depends. 48-hour live stream? Martin, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? Fists. I hate sculpting fists. Yeah, me too. What are you doing to me, Martin? He's gonna kill me, guys. He's gonna kill me.
He just needs to fall asleep to the sound of your voice.
You just want to fall asleep to the sound of my voice. I can send you some ASMR. Yeah, how you doing? I'm doing good, Cena. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I think that one just came in. That was your 996th follow. Yep, I agree. 48 hours. Are you guys gonna? You already successfully did a 24-hour. Yeah, and if you guys remember on my last hour, Rush came into my stream and said, "Man, you're about as fresh as lettuce." And then 30 minutes later, I was falling asleep watching it render in Blender. So yeah, who knows? I mean, definitely got to do something. 48-hour, no. That sounds like I'm gonna die. All right, I'm gonna smooth this. I'm gonna start bringing the fingers closer together. Because our hand's way too wide. We need to kind of fix this. Also, too, I need to get that a different color. I always hate it when they're similar colors. Let's get this closer to each other. The thing with hands, too, at least in my experience a lot, is that hands are like their own character. They take a lot of time to get right. So I tend to find that I end up doing a lot of fixing with my hands. Just depends on what you're going for. Like, I'm kind of breaking the shit out of this hand. You're all watching me do it. What I might actually do, you know what might be wiser? Here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, undo that. I'm gonna try something. Let's try a new technique. Let's actually grab select rec so we can grab these different ones like that. So grab this one, make that a different color, stop it. Grab, grab, grab. Perfect, split hidden. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and actually close holes on this. Now, the back of the palm stays pretty much straight. That part doesn't bend, but where the knuckles are. So we'll break this apart. We'll actually approach it a little differently. Smooth that out. Let's bring this down. Get those knuckles moving a little bit. And then we'll actually pose the fingers separately. And then we'll put them back. Stitch them together and call it a day. Let's do that. Let's turn that jacket off. Let's turn that off. So let's get that a little flatter. Something like such. Get that kind of butt up against. Broke this thumb, so let's fix the thumb. Get that hand meat. Hand butt in there. Make sure we don't give her too nasty fingers. There we go. Let's do that. Push the limits. I'll endure with you. IR48 original toys. Oh my gosh. You guys are gonna kill me. I would be down to plan another 24-hour live stream. I would be down to do that. And the way I did the last one, for those of you who weren't there, is that I broke it up into 3 or 4 hours pushes, where basically like I went like 4 hours and then I took like a 30-minute break and then I came back. And you guys could chat with me on Twitter and stuff back then. Now I can do Discord. Guys, make sure I'm not falling asleep or taking naps. Although I tell you, at some point, taking a nap is the most dangerous thing you could do. So that's the way I did it last time. Yeah. Yeah. I plan my meals that way. Yeah. Okay, honestly, you know what I'm gonna do? As I look at this and think, why am I gonna put in all this nasty work? I'm actually going to delete hidden. I'm gonna work with the one finger. I'm gonna get the one finger right. We're gonna break it up and pose it that way. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's grab that, delete hidden. Okay. Just like a marathon, you have to prepare. You do, yeah. But I gotta think of it now because I'm gonna be working. So I gotta figure something out. Okay, let's actually. Well, thank you guys for the follow. Let's use this edge loop to our benefit.
It does look weird if Snickles just popped in, and it looks weird if you just came in because you have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
Yep, at this point you're basically resculpting the hand. Yep, pretty much, yeah. What happened? Oh, I don't see that.
You don't
I lost all chat. I'm gonna refresh. My chat just got weird. Somebody comment. But yes, at this point, I'm basically resculpting hand. Yeah. Yeah. It does look. Yeah, it does look weird. Yes, it does. Well, hello, hello. Comment, comment, comment. Okay, I see that, Ryan. No, I don't see Kamara's. I just see Ryan's. Damn it! All right, if you guys are commenting on Twitch, no. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open up Twitch. Let me reopen my chat. I want to see this. Oh, here they go. Hey, there's all that. It's a Plumbus. It is a Plumbus, yep. Alright, I'll just watch it over there on the Twitch side. Did Twitch fail? I'm on YouTube. I think Twitch is acting up a little bit on the comment section. That happens sometimes. Let's see, Kamara said, also, I'm a crazy person. I've been wanting to do a 24-hour stream since I started streaming. Well, okay, so Kamara, like, you know, maybe we'll do guest spots. Where, like, you know, we hang out and make sure that we're not dying on our streams. Ugh, such a weird. I hate sculpting hands this way. Hands, man. They do all that thing. Trying to also give it some topology. It's gonna need some cleanup. Yeah, talking to another person is always helpful. Absolutely. And then when people say, "Oh, Ian's cheating again. He's sleeping," you can be like, "No, he's awake." All right, yeah. Luckily, Restream didn't fail, so I can see Ryan's comments on from YouTube. You can see the Restream stuff pretty well, actually. "12-hour stream? See, I missed all of that. I don't think you'd do a 24-hour stream. I guess I give it a try for charity. I've done it. Popping in last minute. Yep. God, this finger I broke the crap out of this finger. Okay, I think I'm just gonna rebuild this. All right, I think that's easier. We'll get it. Here's what we're gonna do. Watch this magic. Okay. What's up? Can't hear you. What? When I'm done. I'm almost done. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do it this way. Take the clay buildup. Let's start building this. Okay, let's do a quick search of hands holding lollipop. There we go. Okay, that search came out pretty safe. I can plop this in my. Let's do that. Is the chat still acting weird? You guys don't mind commenting real quick? I feel like it's always something with Twitch these days. Martin, okay, I see that. Magic. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my subdivisions. And I'm actually at this point, I might turn around and just start. Yeah. We'll start sketching in this a little bit. I might Dynamesh this, sketch it, and clean it up. Girl with a lolly fist. Right? Yeah. I like broke the crap out of this hand. All of a sudden, like for a second, I feel like, oh man, I'm like speed sculpting all of a sudden. Just because I looked at the time like, shit, I'm gonna be going here in a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm actually going to use Dynamesh for this. Probably at 128 resolution. I'll start cleaning this up. Actually, let's go 256. There we go. Now I'll fix it. Sculptures time? Nah, Dynamesh time. That's what I use Dynamesh for a lot. But we really gotta like get some planes and stuff going on in here. So let me use the pinch tool and define her knuckles. Use my hand for reference for 2 seconds. Gotta flatten some of this out. Should we put the pressure on and start counting? No, please don't. Count a lot. Oh, you count a lot. we'll smooth that down a little bit. Let's actually go alpha 6. Get the phalanges in there. Let's put some finger definition in there for a second. Mr. IR, I've put a bum somewhere in the chat. You have 10 seconds to defuse it. No! No! Let's see what time I'm I don't know how to defuse. Oh, I'm gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. I've accepted my fate. Cut the red wire! Here, what if I just put like this guy down there? Does that work? Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm gonna cut green wire. There we go. Yay! I feel so special now. Shit, that pressure, like all of a sudden out of nowhere, I'm like, ah! Green's my favorite color at the. So you gotta go with your favorite color. Man, that pressure. As ours was before, absolutely. And we always put like the most amount of pressure on ourselves too, like, you know. So many times I'll say like, oh, okay, it takes as long as it takes. You're gonna make mistakes, no matter how talented you are, no matter how much you practice. Like, you know, some things, some days are gonna be harder than others. And yet sometimes I'm like, I should have done this hand already. Like, what the? Now we gotta explode his YouTube channel with likes. Yeah, do it! Alright. There's a random ball floating there. Now she's naked. Bloop. There we go. Yep, let's do it. I got more YouTube video ideas too, guys, so it's happening. Okay, I kind of want her to have, like, not a firm grip on it. She's not choking the shit out of this lollipop. So we'll kind of lengthen her fingers a bit. Get that trim dynamic. That was a random ball. It must have been the bombs. Yeah, right? Alright, let's rebuild that. Now I'm over here. Hello, over there. Now I'm over here. Bouncing back and forth. I love it. Now I'm here. Where am I? YouTube. Where am I? I'm a ghost. Oh, dude, you're so fucking funny, man. Good times. Reminds me of Men in Types. Yeah, yeah. On the other side, I'm on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. It really is no big deal. Need a ninja emote. Yeah. Oh, it's perfect. All right. Let's actually go up in resolution a little bit more. I'm going to take it to 360. No, not 3000. 360. Let's do that. There, we'll start getting some knuckle definition. The Painting Dragon. How did he? Hello, hello. Doing good. I'm going to be bouncing in about 10 minutes. I'm just working this hand a little bit. And then that'll be it for the day. I got shopping to do. Not looking forward to the crowd, but that's okay. Tell you went over your wife, she fainted from laughter, then I grabbed the opportunity to marry her while she was passed out. Get it while you can. Yep. However you can, go for it. Oh, that's awesome. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to spend some time too after the stream, probably later today, cleaning this stupid hand up. I'm not happy with it. I mean, this one over here, I sculpted amazing. If you guys like how well I sculpted this, her left hand, I mean, right? It's beautiful. It's the best hand here. So, you know, I just got to repeat the process over here and it should be good. Exactly, yeah. Perfect. It's the hands of hands. Ship it. Exactly, right? Ship it. All right. Well, from afar, it's not too bad. But up close, it is one ugly motherfucker. Maybe if I start making it look a little bit more hand-ish, it might actually be something. It's also just too... I think it's just too tall of a hand, too. There we go. I love how this girl turned out. Thanks. Yeah, next week is probably when my stream schedule is going to be changing, but we're going to keep it normal for now just because I haven't gotten word on when I start working. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. But Kamara and I are going to get together with some creature anatomy fun stuff. But then, yeah. This is going to take a little bit longer to get those details in there. So, that's going to be good. Creatures! We need to sculpt her like a cute little pet or something. I mean, she doesn't have one in the show, but maybe put like a mixed anime. No, we don't need to. No, we don't need to add thickness on that. Just smooth it out. Oop. I didn't mean to break her that way. There we go. Alright, we're definitely gonna have to clean this up. I just tell myself that until it's cleaned up, and then I come back and say, shoot, gotta clean up some more. Plot twist, she's actually bulking under her jacket. Chad, like... yeah, right? I want to show you guys a sculpt I was doing real quick that we're going to be doing something maybe a little bit similar to on Sunday here in a second. So I'm going to end up stopping this in a minute. Show you guys that before I take off. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's save that. You thoroughly enjoy Ara and Kamara multi-streams? Yeah, it's really great. I really, really love it too. Alright, so I'm going to stop this for now. We'll come back to fixing that hand at some point, because it's not good. But this is where we are so far with her, which is pretty cool. She needs shoes on. There we go. So we'll end up continuing this later. Let me show you guys the mini sculpt I've worked on. And I'm going to come up with something kind of fun that people can follow along with on Sunday. So if you guys want to join me on Sunday for that, maybe I'll drop a concept in the Discord. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. But this was a quick sketch that I've been just kind of playing with a little bit, all done in Mini. So I'm going to be showing this off. We're going to be doing something very similar to this pretty quickly. You can see the geometry too. But one thing I wanted to show off real quick, this is what I love about Mini, is check this out. So let's say I want to detail this, but I have this geo. It's coming up to like almost 600,000 polys, and you're limited to 750,000 polys. But you can hit low, and it uses the decimation plugin to retopologize it. And so this will be showing on Sunday. And let's say I want to add cracks to his forehead. The best part is I just come to the standard brush and turn the intensity all the way down. Then just get a bigger brush and start rebuilding where I want to add detail. And it doesn't really affect it too much. Then from here, you can go a little bit lower of size too. Like let's say right about here. Then I can grab the /3. And now with the /3, then I can come up and start adding a little bit of detail. A lot cleaner. So we'll be going over a lot of this, which will be fun. It's looking great. Thanks, Slowbee. So yeah, so a lot of little tricks I've been like kind of figuring out a decent workflow to follow. So hopefully I'll be able to explain a lot of that fairly well. But the sketch itself took like an hour, and then I just started wanting to refine it. So I'm probably going to refine it a little bit more today. Use it as my thumbnail sketch and then call it a day. I wish I had a little bit better of a render engine in here. But, you know, a golden skull, silver. That's some fun. They have some fun stuff. There you go. This, oh, look at that. Super beautiful, right? Yeah. This is what everybody wants to see. Look at that. Look at that. This is what everybody loves. Look at that red wax. So, anyway, guys, so this is what I'll be covering. And then, of course, they do have Control-Z, which is nice. But yeah. So, fun stuff. Alright, guys. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Happy Friday. Enjoy your guys' weekend. Hopefully, I'll see you guys Sunday. Don't forget to, if you guys want to hang out in me Discord, say hi, share your art, enjoy yourself, just be kind. Drop in there, and then I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye. Actually, you know what? Real quick, on the Pixos, on the Twitch side, who's going right now? Who's streaming? Anybody? Anybody? These guys are going to be leaving soon. Okay, that was it. Everybody, enjoy yourself. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk at you all later. Bye, 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 bye.